Hey Journeymore, today I'm going to be teaching you how to build a fire.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now.
When building a fire, there are 3 things you have to keep in mind. The first one is be prepared, the second one is start small, and the third is have patience. So being prepared, the biggest thing is safety. Make sure that you've got a nice fire circle built. So we gathered these rocks, made a good circle here. We also raked out the area around the fire circle as well, because we want to make sure if there's any fire that comes out, that nothing's going to catch around here. Have water on you, have plenty to be able to put the fire out, especially when you're done. The other thing is have what you need ready in order to build the fire, not just now, but as the fire grows, have enough. This is an eastern red cedar tree. The best way to tell is this really flaky bark. This stuff is the best kindling that you can find that's gonna start easy and start that fire for you. Make sure when you're going for stuff like this, we don't wanna hurt the trees, but again, if you need a fire, you've gotta have a fire. Try to grab the stuff that's dangling off, that's really loose. That way you're not really taking much off. This is gonna be good right here to start a fire. This is a shagbark hickory tree. These are also pretty common, especially in the southeast of the US. So if you're needing a little more just to get your fire started, this bark, it's very thin. And so as you can see here, this is a very thin piece. This will not just catch immediately when it touches the flame, but it will burn quickly if you've already got some kindling going. Another tip, if it's rained and it's wet, as you can see, this tree is slanted to the left. On this outside, this bark's gonna be a little more wet than this underside here. So if you come around here to this underside, you're not gonna get as much water down here. These pieces aren't nearly as soaked as that other side. So just keep that in mind too. We've got our cedar shavings here from the cedar tree, our shagbark hickory bark that's gonna start, and then sticks. As you're getting sticks, when you're building that fire, you want stuff that is so small, just like pinhead thickness to it. So make sure you grab the smallest stuff you can. I've got some bigger stuff in this pile here. Another tip, as you're picking sticks, don't go to a tree and start breaking off branches. You need stuff that's just gonna snap, just like that. If it snaps, it's good. Get the dead stuff that's laying on the ground, the smallest stuff first, then move up from there. As you can see, it's getting bigger and bigger as it goes. So I've got everything laid out beforehand, so make sure you gather it, you're prepared for the fire as it grows. Starting small. So again, making sure that you have those really small sticks as you start to build. The way that I'm gonna show you how to build a fire today is the log cabin approach. I think that's the easiest one. It's gonna allow you to build up and kind of build out as well. As you can see here, I've already started with some really small sticks. I get a little base going, and then I actually put a couple of sticks across, and that's where I'm gonna put my kindling on top. So this stuff here, if you clump it up really tight like this, it's gonna be harder to burn. So make sure you pull it apart. Oxygen is needed for a fire, so you need to pull that stuff apart, make sure there's some airflow in there. That's why I put the sticks across the top. That way there's some airflow underneath the kindling. I wanna make sure I've got enough there that when I light, it's gonna burn and then it's gonna hold that flame. And that's what we need. Now that I've got this where I want it, I'm gonna light it from the bottom and I'm gonna continue to give it a little bit of air. Never blow on top of a fire. Make sure as you blow, you get down next to it and you blow right here. And you just lightly blow. If you blow really hard, you're gonna blow out that flame. So just lightly blow in there, get it to continue to rise. And this is where having patience comes in. As you can see, it took me a little time to build this, to gather my things, and then to also get these flames going. And as time goes, I'm just gonna continue to add little bit by little bit. I'm always increasing in size. So I'm not putting anything on here. I'm not jumping up to bigger stuff. I'm just always increasing. And I'm just throwing it on here. nice and easy. My last point of having patience is where most people really fall short when building a fire, is they're not taking their time, slowly adding, slowly building. They build a little bit of flame, they've got a little bit of fire going, and then they want to immediately just throw on those big logs. But you can't do that. That's why my third point is have patience. When you're finished with your fire, you've got to make sure to put it out. Never leave a fire unattended. I usually get a bigger stick, something that's not gonna catch, and I'm gonna spread these coals a little bit, so that way this isn't gonna continue to just burn and burn and burn. From here, this is when I'm gonna pour water on it. As I pour, I'm just gonna pour slowly over the whole thing, and then I wanna get it to where I can hover my hand over it and it's not gonna burn me. Again, the three things that you have to keep in mind when building a fire are be prepared, start small, and have patience. I hope today you really have a good understanding of how to build a fire. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, let us know what you think down in the comments below. We're gonna have some more fire videos that come out of different methods that we're gonna do as well. So make sure you stay tuned for those because they're gonna be really neat. But make sure you come journey more with us, and we'll see you next time.